Hi, Greg Wolf with Velocity Sports. I'm here with UCLA linebacker Jeon Brown. Led the Bruins in tackles each of the last two seasons. Led the entire Pac-12 conference with 120 tackles in 2016. First team all-conference. Now, Jeon, as the draft comes close here and you get set for a moment you've been waiting for your entire life, what are you feeling as you get ready for draft night?
Man, I've been dreaming about this since I was a kid. The process has been amazing. It's about to come to an end, and I'm just curious to see what team I'm gonna end up on, but it's been a lot of hard work getting back in shape for the season instead of combine training, because combine training is like more of a track shape, and now after that, since that's over, I don't have to do any more 40s and 3-cone drill like actually do my linebacker football stuff, so I'm excited.
Teams put so much emphasis on these different drills. A lot goes into the 40. What was maybe the most nerve-wracking thing that you had to look forward to at the combine? Was it the 40?
The 40 was, the 40 was that's what it's mostly about in my eyes, how fast you run and how good you move your hips in the drills and your feet work. And so I was really excited to run the 40 and do my drills. So I didn't do so well at my 40 at the combine. I had to make that up in my pro day. I hit a 4.7 at the combine and then reran it and ran a 4.58 at my pro day. So that was a big improvement. So I just wanted the good thing about going to the combine is you get like a second chance with the pro day. So on things that I want to improve on from the combine, I got a chance to do from the pro day. So like my 40, my bench, I did 17 at the combine, hit 20 here, and my vertical jump. It wasn't a big improvement, but it was improved. I think I went from a 31 to a 32 and a half. So just getting that, being able to get that second chance to improve.
So draft happens on Thursday, and we don't know what's going to happen, but where are you going to be, who are you going to be with as you watch everything unfold?
I don't know where I'm going to be at, but somewhere either at home in Long Beach or up here in LA, but I'm going to have my family, got to have my parents, all my brothers and sisters, and some family friends, so it's going to be a big moment. I can't wait.
Let's talk about your UCLA career. I read some articles on you when you first started here. You actually were a safety, right? Strong safety when you came here?
Yes, sir.
And I read that you had to put on a little bit of weight, and you had a certain nickname when you...
Yeah, the guys made a little fun of me, called me a fatbacker. That's what it was.
Was that difficult, putting all that weight on at first?
It wasn't difficult. It came pretty easy, just eating whatever. But I could have put it on a better way, but I'm glad everything happens for a reason. So I put on the weight and had to slim up and turn the fat into more muscle. And I feel like my coaches in the weight room did a good job of molding me into the body that I needed to be molded in. So everything worked out at the end.
Do you look at yourself now as a football player and at your body from when you started here and say, well, I can't believe the difference?
Oh man, yeah. I came in here, I believe, at like 190, 195 as like a safety. And then my sophomore year went to like 235, like real quick in the off season. And then my junior year went from like 220 to 225, and then this year from like 230 to 225. So it's been some weight like differences, but the body that I'm in now is perfect for me, and I'm able to move the way I've been moving. So it's great.
And you got your opportunity. You were playing behind someone who's just one of the great linebackers who's ever been here in Myles Jack.
Yeah.
And you kind of had to sit behind him a little bit to get your turn. He gets injured, and then you kind of had to step right in, and a lot was asked of you. But what did you learn from Myles when you were seeing him do his thing and waiting to get your chance?
Myles is the most freakish athlete I've ever been around in my life. For how big he is, and to be able to do the things he can run super fast, he can jump out the gym. He's very smart. He takes football very seriously in his film study. So I was being around him, and we actually we were roommates our freshman year. So being able to learn from him and see his process, he taught me a lot, even though we're the same age. Just being able to take that information in, and he's always supported me through the beginning. So when I got my time to play, he was right there with me, cheering me on, supporting me, helping me out whenever I had any questions. So he was a big contributor to my success here, and also my coaches, Coach Scotty and Coach Meat, the DB coach, and Coach Moore. They just helped push me along and guide me to where I needed to be and be more of a playmaker and to help the team out.
Well, you got that opportunity, you stepped in, and there were actually a lot of injuries, I believe, at the time to a lot of that linebacking core. So they kept giving you more and more responsibility, and you just kept stepping up to the plate and doing more and more. And were you surprised at how much responsibility was given to you, like right out of the bat early on?
Well, I was like a rookie and a vet at the same time. Being a rookie, as in like the same, like being my first time like actually playing on the field, like starting, and then like a vet, like I've been here for 3 years, so I know how the ropes work a little bit. So it wasn't surprising, but I was just ready to play. It's like the opportunity I've been waiting for since I got in here. So when opportunities came, I seized it and just made the most of them.
I heard that linebacker coach Scott White, he said they'd have some times in practice where they'd get the whole group together, the position group of linebackers, and they'd have a little talk, but then they'd also have a Jeon period where you'd get to to say something to the team. What would happen there?
Just work on, like, it'll be correcting the mistakes that we made at past practice. So don't make the same mistakes. Let's go out there, be physical, work on your keys, work on your steps, work on whatever you need to work on individually to become a better linebacker. So just reminding people of the focus, and then whatever our key focus is, like if we're lazy, like at the end of practice, let's finish better. If we dropped a lot of interceptions or made missed tackles, misalignments, let's fix that. So just making people sure as a unit to just play better, be more aware and focused.
We did a really cool piece on you at Pac-12 Network, and it just showed your great attitude. You're always smiling. You always have a positive energy. Have you always been like that your whole life?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, just been happy guy since birth, I guess. I grew up with a big family, and I just it's better to look at the positive things and not focus on the negative things. It's a better way of living.
But then when you get between the sidelines, then you shut
switch.
that off?
Yeah, it's a switch. I love playing football. You see a smile on my face in football, but totally different attitude. Like, I wouldn't recognize myself on film the way I play, because it's like a tune switch. I'm not so friendly like I am off the field. It's a whole different game. I'm out here to fight with my brothers. I see football like as a war. So it's my team versus your team, and I don't really like your team. So I'm with my brothers right here. So it's all out fight. So it's a whole different switch.
What would you say to someone who doesn't know your game, and you want them to know about Jeon Brown, the football player? What would you tell them?
Physical, fast, aware, overall playmaker.
Some issues have come up about size, and there's always things with, he's an inch too short, he's not this weight or whatever. And some people have said about your size at the linebacker position, but there was another guy you played with who was essentially your same size, who made the all-rookie team in the NFL, and Eric Kendricks. Do you see a lot of your game similar to Eric's?
I try to model my game after Eric. I look up to Eric a lot. He knows that, and he teaches me a lot throughout the game. I remember my senior year when he came back during his little break period with the Vikings. He came and helped me out in the film room and helped me out on the field just with my steps and my read on how I can fit that up better. And I look up to Eric. I try to be like him, and he's a big role model to me, and he helps guide me whenever I need him.
Well, he supposedly has a great feel for the game, great IQ. Same things that I've heard about you as well. Did you always just kind of innately have that with the game of football, or is that just from all the years that you put in studying and learning about the game?
Just studying and putting it into the game, but I always had like a natural just magnet to like getting around the ball. And just me and Eric actually have a really good knack for being around the ball and just making out of tackles. Just if you don't know what you're doing, like I remember my high school always coach, if you don't know what you're doing, just run to the ball. But just knowing the defense so well and knowing where everybody has to go and everybody fits, you get to play fast. You're not thinking like, do I go left, do I go right, do I have this hook curl, do I have this flat drop? Just knowing the defense really well and being able to play fast just helps your overall game.
So I know when I graduated UCLA, and I didn't even play, I wasn't athletic at all. I didn't play any sports, but I got a little bit sad when I was leaving here, because you spend a great part of your time here. You grow up so much here. What's it like now as you're getting set now to move away from Westwood, and what are you going to miss most about UCLA?
Man, it's been a crazy 4 years. It's been up and downs with football, but overall it's been a great experience, a great learning experience, and meeting great teammates, great people. And this campus is amazing. I'm gonna miss everything about it. There's nothing like college, like hearing from like older people. There's nothing like your time that you spend at college, but it's ready for me to move on and make a living in football and just try to win games and playoff games and Super Bowls with whatever team I get chosen to.
Was there a moment in your career, maybe specifically over the last couple of seasons, that you're going to cherish most being part of this UCLA football program?
This last, there's nothing like my freshman year and the last year. Like the first year you come in, you amped up and just so excited to be in college and play football. And then this last year, just knowing it's your last year, you got to go all out. No, like just gotta lay it all out. So there's nothing like those two years right there, and will cherish those the most forever.
A lot of people just talk about you get great speed, great athleticism with you, but also a great attitude and that smile. But your hair too. You have probably the best hair in college football. But you had to change it, didn't you?
I did have to change it. From like the combine, I changed it up to just some braids right now, but I'll be back and forth though.
Well, I was even talking about earlier on UCLA because people thought you were somebody else, didn't they?
Oh, they thought I was Paul Perkins. Yeah, I remember when I first got here on campus. Matter of fact, I remember everybody used to call me Paul. Like they'll see me from like the back, they're like, "Hey, Paul," and like I knew they were talking to me. I just wouldn't look. Like I remember one of Paul's friends came up to me and was like, "Hey, Paul." Like I turned around and everything. She was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry." So I was like, it happened to me and Paul all the time, and he never got called Jeon though. So I dyed my hair, my ends blonde, and then when Tack came in, I think my sophomore year, everybody called Tack Jeon. Because we had like the same amount of hair length, and everybody called him Jeon. He was like, "Man, I'm tired of people calling me Jeon." But Tack kept his hairstyle, and now we all got our identities.
I was looking at your Twitter feed, and I would have thought if I didn't know you that you went to Oregon. I see all these Oregon tweets, and you're so excited with the Ducks going to the Final Four and Jordan Bell. But the Long Beach Poly connection, right? You guys stay pretty close from that?
Yeah, me and Jordan pretty much grew up together. We played football together when we were younger. We went to middle school and high school together. We've been knowing each other for a long time. So he supports me, and whenever he comes to the Pavilion, I support him, even though I want UCLA to win. I'm always going for him to do good. So we've been talking forever and hanging out. So I'm an Oregon fan just because of him. If he didn't go to Oregon, I would not support Oregon at all. But I got to support my man Jordan.
All right, so Bruin fans, don't be alarmed.
Yeah.
It's just the high school connection.
Bruin all the way.
He seems like he'd be a force on the football field.
Oh yeah, Jordan used to play receiver and like tight end. All we had to do was just throw it up to him. You can't guard me 6'9". So it's an easy touchdown. So yeah, he can still play football in my eyes. He's real physical.
This game, it's evolving a lot. We see players play multiple positions sometimes and things like that. And for you, that could be a good thing because one of your strengths is actually playing in coverage, right?
Yes, yeah. I guard slot receivers, and what most teams try to do, they try to put like a faster guy like on me, but most of the times it didn't work. So I remember we played Arizona. They put like one of like their track athletes like on their football team like at running back, and I tried to swing him out, and it didn't work at all. I remember the coach I remember Coach Meat was like, "Hey, they got their fast dude back there." I was like, I got it. I was like, "Don't worry about it." And he wasn't a factor. He wasn't a factor to me in coverage. So I feel like my coverage and my speed helps me a lot on the field.
What's your favorite thing to do on the football field?
I'll say TFLs and being able to blitz. Being able to blitz is nothing like getting a sack. And I can remember my first sack, I think was a Utah game my junior year. Just getting a sack, there's nothing like it. So I feel for pass rushers. Ain't nothing like that, getting a sack.
As you get set now to move on to the next level, are the bags packed yet? Or are you waiting around that?
I'm waiting right now. But I'm ready.
What would you say to scouts out there? Say, this is what I do best. This is why you should not overlook Jeon Brown.
I can do everything in my eyes. I can come play the run, physical. I can hold my gap. I can rush the edge and blitz. I can drop back in man coverage. I can drop back in the deep third in the middle of the field. I can pretty much do anything you tell me to do. So, and there's not many people in this draft at my position that has the same abilities that I have. So, if you need a playmaker on your team at linebacker, I'm the guy.